Hello, good morning and welcome to the AM News with me, Mapisa Subidi. Now on our first story, some residents of Botano, Redtop, West Hill City, Old Bear and Wager SCC are raising concerns of what they describe as artificial earth tremors. The residents are accusing some Chinese contractors of blasting a rocky area which is to be used for a stone quarry. They say their buildings are cracking, walls are being weakened as they are gripped by fear. Chairman of the West Hill City Landlords and Residents Association, Reverend Enchi Redu, explains further.
About 3 weeks ago, Sunda is doing a massive earthworks. They are doing excavation for their new development. And they've been blasting severely, consistently every day. Initially, we didn't know it was a blasting. We thought that it was earth tremor. But when we check other sources and the news network, we realized that there hasn't been any reported case of earth tremor. So we realized that it's their earthworks. And when we got there, we realized that they were doing massive blasting like 2 times a day. People will experience it as if it's tremor, but it's not tremor. Serious cracks have happened to a lot of buildings.
Right. Reverend, have you brought this situation to the attention of the contractors themselves, those you are accusing of causing this earth tremor?
Yes. Myself and the one engineer, we've gone there, we've engaged them and one of the sub-chiefs. Last Monday, we reported the matter to our MP, Honorable Sly Tete, who was so magnanimous and swift. He invited the MD of Sunda International, myself, Engineer Bientia, and we had a meeting at his office. In the meeting, we made them aware, and the MD admitted that yes, the impact had been created and they are struggling to fix them. But the MP told them that, looking at the impact and the complaint that he's been receiving, it's better they put an hold to it so that we sit down and find better option of doing that without impacting or stirring up probable tremor and earthquake. But the MD didn't hit. Just after the meeting, 12 noon, they did that and they've been doing it. Even last night, around 9 p.m., they did it massively. So that they don't respect the laws and they don't even give credence to the MP calling for a Shiza so that we can find a better option or better way of doing it. They don't care, and they've been doing it. So we've contacted them at the high level of their MD and the project team.
Away from that, young players of a coast club in the Ashanti region have been involved in an accident. The 17 players sustained various degrees of injury, with one on admission at the Konfanachi Teaching Hospital. Prince Apia has more in this report.
The accident involved an Aboboya tricycle at Bebu in the Chimakwahoma district of the Ashanti region. The Manso soccer babies were traveling in a tricycle from Brofuedru to Bebu to play at Chima Royals when the accident occurred. The Aboboya involuntarily reversed into a gutter. Kwame Dankwa is a Chimakwahoma district chairman for the Juvenile League.
Like a year park and so. There
was a funeral on the original venue for the match, so the driver dropped the players at Brofuedru, where they decided to walk. On their way, they got a lift from a tricycle driver. They had to ascend the hill, and because there were many in it, the tricycle reversed involuntarily into a gutter, where they all got injured. 16 of the boys have been treated and discharged. 14-year-old Gordon Kofiata is still on admission being treated for severe neck and chest injuries. Charity Dapa is mother of Kofiata.
Doctors say the accident affected his chest and neck, so he is in POP. He vomits blood when he coughs, so he's getting treated. He can now talk. My child loves football and he wants to make a career out of it. I can't stop him.
Most of the pitches for Colts matches are sited by the roadside. There are calls on authorities to fence the pitches to prevent possible accidents. Bebu is a center for the juvenile league here, but all the pitches are by the roadside, which is very dangerous.
Often,
the balls get onto the street, and it's very dangerous. A player can be knocked down. So we want the authorities to come to our aid, lay a fence wall to prevent any possible incidents. Prince Apia reporting.
Now, African Afforestation Association appeals for government partnership to plant 50 million trees using the water box technology by 2030. The African Afforestation Association, AAA, has appealed to the government to partner it and plant 50 million trees across the country.
The water box technology is designed to conserve and supply the seedling 50 ml of water per day through a fiber thread fixed beneath the water box for 12 months. This would keep the soil around the seedling moist all year round. The box also has an additional feature to conserve rainwater. The technology has proven its efficacy over the years, as the African Afforestation Association has used it to plant trees in the Volta, Greater Accra, and northern regions. In a bid to support the Green Ghana project, the association members planted cocoa, cashew, mahogany, and acacia seedlings using the technology at a section of the Tetekwashi interchange.
This technology helps prevent the newly planted trees from. It also enables the newly planted tree to get its root structure. Plead on the government to collaborate with them in order for us to plant more trees.
Togbedra Aboyetaka IV is the chairperson of the African Afforestation Association.
We know Tetekwashi is the one who brought cocoa to Ghana, but in the circle, you don't see anything, any cocoa tree around the area. So the association decided to come and take permission from Ghana government. We'll be given a small portion of land. We want to plant cocoa here so that those who come to the country as a tourist can also come and have a look at cocoa. It will also create opportunity for school children who don't have physical access to cocoa in the Accra town itself to come here and learn something about cocoa.
A former fisheries minister, Elizabeth Na Afo-Lekwe, who is a patron and trustee of AAA, implored citizens to take keen interest in the afforestation exercise.
His Excellency the President is championing this Greening Ghana project, and it behoves on everybody, every Ghanaian, to join hands with His Excellency and the Minister to green Ghana. We are losing our forests. We are losing our natural resources. The rains are not coming. We can see clearly that this year the rains have delayed. The rains are not coming because we have lost our forests. The ecosystem has been tampered with. So we are pleading with everybody. We are pleading with the general public. We are pleading with Ghanaians to join hands with us to green Ghana.
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews.
Away from that, the Amir and missionary in charge of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Ghana, Malvi Muhammad, has revealed that there is a deliberate attempt to suffocate faith-based institutions in Ghana. He alleged that apart from directors of education seeing some unit managers of the various unit managers of faith-based institutions as their rivals, and there is a grand scheme in place to deprive them of the needed resources to carry on with their work.
The speech of the Amir and Missioner in charge of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission in Ghana, Maulvi Mohammed Nur bin Sali, though it is on a wide range of issues, but it's largely scattered around unfair treatment meted out to educational units of faith-based institutions and the need to have religious tolerance in the country. He recalled that during the days of yore, the struggle faith-based institutions in the country went through to put up those educational institutions.
When the government of the day did not have what it took to be able to establish schools in various parts of this country. At that difficult time, the faith-based organizations did the best that they could, made lots of sacrifices to go to the remotest of places in this country to establish schools and to ensure that education was brought to the door front of each and every Ghanaian.
Maulvi Mohammed Nur bin Sali opined that the sacrifices put up by the faith-based institutions is not recognized, and directors of education are now seeing educational unit managers of the faith institutions as rivals.
The current system is gradually refusing to give that position to them. They started looking down upon them, relegating them to the background, and directors of education in various parts of the country today see some of the managers of the educational unit of the faith-based institutions as rivals.
Whereas more, there's a deliberate attempt to desecrate and suffocate them to extension.
The system itself has put in place an ugly system that, for all intent purposes, is meant to suffocate the educational units of the various religious bodies and bring them to extinction.
So that's Fredima's son, the famous Fredima's son, and he's got a fantastic voice. I really, really hope. As a vocalist of the year, Oba, help me with it. He's got a nomination in the.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
VGMAs.
Listening to him, I wouldn't be surprised if he had that nomination. And take it all. Wonderful message to kickstart the morning. Good morning, Mama V.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Talking about music, there was the Ghana Music Award experience over the weekend, and we will relive that later on here on our show. There's something also that's on my heart, which is the issue of the Conjoined twins. We've shared the story with you, but the time has come for us to contribute to help them out. We will, show you those pictures again. This is costs when issues like that come up, and one family can't take it alone. This is the time has come really for all of us to be there for this family. So I really do hope that when the specialist explains the condition and what it will take, all of us can come together. There you have it. So the babies were born, joined together. They must be separated, and we need to help the family out. That conversation is later on here on our show, Ben.
You know what warms my heart about that entire situation? Of course, usually I've heard of some conjoined twins, Siamese twins, who have been, separated in the past. But the community, when you watch the piece put together by Kojo Yankson and how they rallied around the family, that for me warmed my heart. And I guess that is what we're asking for, that all of us rally around the family so that they can separate these beautiful twins. It's particularly delicate because of where they are joined.
Yeah.
And, we can only pray for the very best for them.
Well, before we get into the newspapers, it's the big day for our producer, Derek Ekosam. It's his birthday today. We want to wish him a happy, happy birthday. He's got a huge heart, and he takes a lot, particularly from me. It's been many years working together, and I think we've crossed the bridge of producer, presenter. We are a family. So to my friend Derek Ekosam, as you celebrate your birthday,
From
your dad, your mom, your sisters, your wife, Anita, on behalf of all of us here, at the multimedia group, particularly at JoyNews, we love you, Akol. We wish you a fantastic birthday today. Do all, okay? Do all, everything.
Anyway, so when you said you could be a pain, that makes two of us. And of course, he has to deal with us. If you know what goes into production, we fight, we shout, we deliberate, we do so many things. But in the end, we cook for you the show that you see, you watch on your TV screens every morning. And that's him right there. Fine guy, fine gentleman. But I wish he were here. Would have done it Vandal Hall, Commonwealth Hall style, Vandal style. I think from here we can, since we've started with birthdays, we just might take the others as well. It's also a happy birthday to Basil Ahiable, MD of Jet Petroleum. Basil Ahiable, MD of Jet Petroleum. And it's from all of us here at the Multimedia Group Limited. We wish you a very happy birthday. We'll leave the last one for later. There's a reason I'm doing that, because we want to get some stunning photos as well. Another member of our team. But let's dig into the papers now. And I'll start with the Daily Guide newspaper. 5 Gimpa robbers grabbed, 1 shot. This story has been trending. It's got a lot of people talking. There was someone who was sharing with me how he was this close to getting, robbed by some of these people on the Gimpa stretch. Some claiming they had seen this gentleman who had, thrown a stone or whatever through a Pathfinder vehicle. Well, that story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide. Robbers on rampage and then attack near police headquarters. That story on the day when there were 3 daylight robberies in a row around the Pig Farm roundabout in Honeysuckle, the Forex Bureau there, and again around Afrikiko, all on the same day. Railway thief busted, no Hajj for Ghana, and others. That's on page 6 of the newspaper. Just a snippet from there. And the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has, for the 2nd consecutive year, announced the cancellation of Hajj for foreign pilgrims. Only 60,000 Saudi citizens and residents of all nationalities in the kingdom will be permitted to perform the annual religious rituals. The Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs, through its Ministry of Hajj and Umrah, has attributed the restriction of pilgrims to challenges in controlling crowds during an era of the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's what it means for our Muslim brothers and sisters. Unfortunate, but the wait must continue. AG backs justice for all. That's on page 3. You can check out the details. When you go to the entertainment page, spread actually, page 8 and page 9, music in my days was understandable. And this too has got a lot of people talking. Pa George to musicians, 84-year-old, and he has expressed discomfort and lack of enthusiasm for today's Ghanaian music, suggesting a majority of the music being churned out lately lacked understanding. He was speaking in an interview on Atinka TV and made mention of that, sometimes a lot of what people say nowadays in music, you can't even hear, you can't understand. Then there's Why I Apologized to My Lesbian Daughter. Check out that one. A popular Nigerian musician and good governance expert, Charles Oputa. On the back page of the paper, Euro 2020, Ericsson suffered cardiac arrest. And we'll bring you more of that as Muftal brings you sports later this morning. Ghana ready to host Africa. Baumia proposes National Fitness Day. And looking at the levels of obesity, I would say very fitting. That's it with the Daily Guide newspaper.
So let's continue with the Daily Graphic newspaper. And on the front page, textbooks printing goes, local minister stresses outside publishing not permitted. That's good, except that I'm wondering, do the children even have textbooks right now? Because that's been an ongoing conversation. Also on the front page, Green Ghana project to be institutionalized, according to Samuel Abdullahi Jenapo, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Also, there's the census listing of structures begin. ADB, DBG must team up to promote agric, according to Otumfo Asantehene. On page 20, an industrialist, Mr. Tony Otinjesi, has called for legislation to limit the amount in damages contractors and the government can claim in the event of default or breach of a public sector contract. That's interesting. Let's check out what's in the center spread of the paper. Common Fund projects Common Fund projects given facelift to 3 new regions and others in pictures. It's a news feature in the center spread of the paper. On the back page, though, Hearts open 3 points lead, and I'm talking about the great Hearts of Oak phobia. Asante Kotoko says, wait for us. We're not waiting for anybody. We're on top of the league still, and we are still very fantastic. The boys are good. Faisal Ashgold returned to winning ways as well. So 53 points. Accra Hearts of Oak on top of the local league table. That's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. I guess for the highlights in terms of what's on the back and front page.
Well, thankfully, that's not it for the Ghana Premier League table. And as we go on, we'll see smoothness level. We'll see how it all comes down. The Daily Dispatch, NCCE research into violent extremism in Ghana's border regions is out. And that's something we've been talking about throughout last week. Focus on housing conditions in former Volta region as per 2010 census. And this one, which really gets my attention. Greater Accra Minister to MMDCEs, present your GCP or GGP report in 3 months. And it's all about greening Ghana. So the Green Ghana project, and they are supposed to present their reports. You would notice that on the day, I think it was the 11th, we had a lot of institutions, a lot of big personalities, contributing the quota. Here at Multimedia, we did same. And check out this one on the back pages of the paper. Stray animals, a challenge to national tree planting exercise. That's according to Professor Gordon. So side by side with that, while we talk about planting more trees and even moving from 5 million to 10 million because of the patronage, we also ought to consider this bit about stray animals and what they could do to those young trees. That's it with the Daily Dispatch.
Let's do the Ghanaian Times. On the front page, 2021 population and housing census. Counting of houses begins. No standby generator at Kaswa Mother and Child Hospital. Doctors forced to use touchlight phone lights for deliveries. Operations during power outage. CRI adopts GCLMs to monitor child labor in cocoa growing communities. Farmer allegedly kills brother at Kenya State number 2. On page 3, the police in separate operations shot a suspected robber and arrested 4 others on the Gimpa Fiesta Royal Road in Accra. Also, a forest guard of the Forestry Commission has killed himself when a rifle he was holding went off and blew his head at Kumewu Wono in the Kumewu district of the Ashanti. That's a very sad incident. Trader gets 8 years for stealing 4-year-old girl. The Adenta Circuit Court has sentenced the trader to 8 years imprisonment for stealing a 4-year-old girl at Amrahia in the Greater Accra region. Michael Dodu Brown pleaded guilty to a charge of child stealing, and the court presided over by Mrs. Sedinam Awu Baloka convicted him on his own plea. Also, teacher granted 60,000 Ghana cedis bail for defiling 11-year-old girl. And the story about the farmer is a 40-year-old farmer, Yao Ampate. He's alleged to have killed his younger brother, Kwabena Chire, 38, with a club at Kenya Sin number 2 in the Ahafo region on Friday. And according to police, the suspect committed the crime in retaliation for a wrongful accusation of having a hand in the death of their mother, which occurred in 2013. Center spread essentially details of the front page headlines. So let's do the back page. Kotoko face spirited, and spirited is in quote, spirited into our lives today. Good luck to them.
We'll shatter those spirits, whatever they are.
Not that we wish them luck anyway. Ghana Cote d'Ivoire.
You are wishing them luck.
Ghana Cote d'Ivoire shares spoils in friendly. Sharks beat 11 Wonders as Faisal shock Oli. That's it. All right. That's it for the Ghanaian Times newspaper.
Let's quickly do the Republic Press, or Republic Press to be more correct. Police begin investigation into breach of COVID-19 safety protocols at Sir John's funeral, and I really wait to see what happens from here. That's on page 6 of the paper. Fully loaded cargo.
And you wait for a long time.
I know, but at least
you wait forever.
You never know.
Actually,
you know. Interestingly, how many people would have thought that? I mean, would have a response. You know, the last time Dafia Makpo, Honourable Member of Parliament for South Dine, was here, he actually mentioned a few things that are not meant to be put out there when it comes to the national security strategy. But who would have felt that even in the last 3 decades we would have that? We do have it, and they are trying to. So who knows?
As
who
for
knows?
this one, dear.
Fully loaded, fully loaded cargo truck skids off Kwame Nkrumah interchange flyover and crashed into rails. This one was a horrifying one. From Eric's diary, burning of Galamsey excavators. My president did not say what he read. That's on page 13 of the paper. But this one is the banner headline. Danger on wheels. Pragya, a neglected epidemic. No insurance on tricycles. And I'll bring you that. No matter how much I'm able to bring you, I'll try to bring you details of this. Okada accidents increase as Kolebu admits 40 motorcycle emergencies daily, and the minority is saying abrogate Sputnik V contract immediately. A few quick ones from the international front. Israel's Netanyahu poised to lose power to new government. And guess what? With the new coalition, he's going to be ousted. After
he has been ousted,
years.
actually.
Well, but because he's constituting this, you might say, just to move out. But they have a razor-thin majority. That's what interested me. It's akin to our parliament. The majority is by one.
Yeah.
And I just felt, wow. Look at what is happening across parliaments, the Knesset, to be specific, in Israel.
There are people who are worried about the coalition, though, if it's going to be able to withstand all the differences.
If you've taken a look at their history in recent times and the different coalitions, there's going to be trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not to wish them that.
But some people are optimistic.
It's like a rainbow parliament. With so many different...
Some people have said, you know what, don't touch the geopolitical stuff, the things that naturally divides us, and then you'll be fine. But can you say you won't talk Iran?
Can't. This one as well. DR Congo COVID spike delays return of Patrice Lumumba's tooth. And I just had to mention this because his remains were expected in DR Congo. And the only remains that were coming from Belgium is a tooth. That's the only bit left of Patrice Lumumba that was supposed to be brought home. Finally, in the middle spread, actually, not finally, in the middle spread of the paper, adolescents educated on how to build confidence. I'm all for this. It can also cater, to some of what we see nowadays with young people, depression, suicide, and the rest. And no bail yet for caregiver held over baby's death. You remember that story. On the back page, 6-unit classroom block left to rot. Chiefs residents call for completion. This is in Ajameso in the Bekwai municipality in the Ashanti region. That's it for Republic Press.
Bekwai, that's the first deputy speaker's constituency, isn't it?
But this is Bekwai Ajameso. I don't know whether it necessarily falls within his jurisdiction.
Okay.
Just to be.
All right, let's do the Finder newspaper. Here's what's on the front page. World Bank supports Ghana with $200 million to procure COVID-19 vaccines. All the issues surrounding the Sputnik V, issues that have come up by way of procurement, and listening to the details and the correspondence that have gone on. There were a lot of revelations on Newsfile this weekend, also on The Probe last night. And you're wondering, seriously, in 2021, we still do this to ourselves?
So the guy's ties to the Ameri deal. The guy's ties to the Ameri deal in there.
This is the famous shake, isn't it?
The fact that he's an ex-convict, whether we did our due diligence, the WHO, what it had profit about going to source. If you can't go to source, do your due diligence on middle people and all of that. Well, it is what it is. But we've been told we've even done well because we could have got it for $25 and we beat it down to $19.
Okay, with all the surrounding issues, but we just hope that does not impact on people's acceptance of the vaccines, Here we are with people breaching the protocols, even people who put it in place. So some people already think that, Charlie, COVID now, it won't do me nothing. So will they be willing to take the vaccine? I hope that these conversations in terms of the procurement and the things that we could have done and we didn't do, the things that are not clear, will not further, stop people from even getting near the vaccines.
Do you know what's worse than getting the vaccines at the price we're getting them? Not taking
if people
the
don't consume
Charlie,
it.
If we buy it at that price and people don't take it, and they say, no, so I will encourage people to take it if we are getting it at that cost.
All right, other stories. 3 firms to supply over 20 million COVID-19 vaccines, just the issue that we've been talking about. But I guess Ghanaians would need to know how the deals are going down in terms of accountability and openness. On page 5, though, Wiyala Noella, the Afro-pop singer and songwriter, she's actually a goodwill ambassador for the child labor concert. She's been speaking. She's urged parents to take the responsibility of taking care of their children in a good, healthy, and acceptable way to help eradicate child labor in Ghana. She's got some very good stuff to say. Details of all of that on page 5. And then Parliament urged to pass Community Service Bill. That's also on page 5. Stakeholders at a roundtable on the need for Ghana to consider non-custodial sentences in cases of misdemeanor have called on Parliament to pass the Community Service Bill. Is a non-custodial law to help decongest the prisons and make them more effective. They've also appealed to the Ministry of Interior to exert pressure on Parliament for the passage. Okay, I think that's it.
I'll just go quickly back to Republic Press. There's something that skipped my mind, and it's on page 9. Gayism is the order of the day in prison. Ex-convict makes shocking revelations. And we'll leave it there. The Ghanaian Publisher. Accra Minister to motorbike riders, register and acquire riding license before July. And this matter has come and come and come. We even spoke about legislating on it. Let's see what happens to this one. Government determined to restore lost forest, I should say. That is according to His Excellency the President. And he is pictured watering the tree he planted just last Friday. Otumfor Lords ADB for refocusing on agric sector. And Supreme Court rules for Top Kings Enterprises Limited 21-year litigation with Empire Builders. More stories in the middle spread. Police petitions, Forestry Commission over Achimota Gimpa Road lighting. And that's it for that paper.
Can you imagine that this issue of the Gimpa situation has been there for a very long time? I remember people's laptops, for those of us who were near that road for about 3 years. I mean, we're very familiar with all the stories. And police now appealing for street lights, like authorities don't know, and they have to be reminded by the police that provide street lights. I mean, it's an issue, really. All right, let me do the custodian. I think that's let me do the Today newspaper first. Ghana Premier League, we want equal treatment. Who says that? For all participating clubs. That's the management of Elmina-based football club, the fearsome Elmina Sharks FC. They're unhappy about what the club terms a selective justice within the umbrella football organizing body, the Ghana Football Association. More of that. Massive demo to hit government, according to Kwesi Prats. And you've no idea the harm that the receiver is causing banks and other financial institutions. The paper is advertising that details of that coming up. And the beauty and the beast of NDC at 29. Beauty and the beast is in quotes. Well, you might want to read it as well. That's how the front page of the Today newspaper looks like today. You're done?
Okay, so you mentioned front page, so I thought you were just... let's do BNFT. Fertilizer smuggling to Togo, Burkina Faso threatens PFJ progress, that is planting for food and jobs. There is miners advocate exploration incentive. And this one in the middle spread of the paper that I'd urge you to check out. It provides a lot of food for thought. Open data journalism, making stories better. It's a bit of a comparative analysis of traditional journalistic work and open data journalism and how it's impacting stories. You can check out details of that in the middle spread of the paper. It's actually on page 25. On the back page, 13 million people to receive COVID-19 vaccination, and Rosie Ebe Arthur appointed to FBN Bank board. That's it with the B and FT, my final paper.
All right, last one for me is the Custodian. And on the front page, you'd find this story. The Ghana National Household Registry has completed its household data collection exercise in the Northern Savannah and Northeast regions. And the figure they give is 487,678 in the 3 regions. Ghana. Okay, Ghana is expected to use her new role. And what is her new role? The United Nations Security Council. It's being elected onto the council. But what's the front page says? Ghana joins UN Security Council for Global Peace. And the story says that Ghana is optimistic that the country's election to the United Nations Security Council will be a major boost for efforts to contain security risk in the West African sub-region while contributing to the agenda for global security. That's my pick in the Custodian newspaper today.
All right, so let's settle for some of the details, and I'm going to highlight this one. Danger on wheels, Pragya, a neglected epidemic, no insurance on tricycles. It's in Republic Press. And the story, it reads, activities of commercial tricycle operators known as Pragya have increasingly become a threat to residents of Kaswa and its environs, therefore leaving the government with a daunting task of restoring sanity to the community. Samuel Frimpong writes, named after Pragya, a popular star in an Indian TV series, Kumkum Bhajia. Tricycles, these tricycles have become a major means of transportation. But when you delve further into the story, it talks about how so it has limited crashworthiness, and at a crash speed as low as 30 kilometers per hour, the occupants are at risk of severe injury should there be any accidents. This risk of severe injury to the occupants is further increased by being an open vehicle without safety devices such as seat belts. There's also the bit about the reckless overspeeding of some of these drivers meandering through the traffic and all of that. Although their activities are illegal, these operators have secured a station behind the Kaswa police station where about 500 tricycle riders ply their trade on a daily basis without any questions from the police, MTTD, or road safety authorities. And this paper found out that Pragya drivers are mainly young males, including foreigners with a low level of education who are ill-prepared and ill-equipped for the road. So why will we not have more and more accidents, more and more of these incidents? I just had to highlight that because sometimes we go, oh, it's a problem, it's a problem. Now who caused that?
All right, so you're done?
I'm done with.
Okay. I want us to do myjoyonline.com. I want to talk about the top headline on myjoyonline.com because it became very topical, and I'm talking about the question that a member of parliament, Okujeto Ablakwa, said he had posed, and that's the defense minister was expected sometime to come and answer the question related to how much the president spends or spent in his recent travels. There was a figure that was giving about 2.8 million Ghana cedis that we were told he had spent allegedly on a trip instead of using the presidential jet. Well, the story on my jawline says that Parliament this week is expecting the defense and finance ministers to respond to questions on what the minority claims is misuse of about 2.8 million Ghana cedis by the presidency for the hiring of private jet for foreign travels. So good news, that will be cleared because we haven't received any official response, and this will be it. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this. But my understanding is we actually don't have a private a presidential jet. What we have is an executive jet, which caters for a lot more things beyond the presidency. And also the fact that it is pretty small.
So what is more important? His Excellency the President is the first gentleman of the land. And no matter what it caters for, if the President has a pressing need, guess who has, prime of place? it must be Mr. President, right? And we saw him when he traveled recently to Burkina Faso on the back of, you know, the insurgent activity there. We saw him use that aircraft. So I don't know about this bit, but whatever it is, I feel they should remedy it. This is not the first time we're having some talk about, you know, a presidential flight or whatever, jet. But I think it's something that we really need to sit down as a country, sort it out once and for all, so we can avert all of these matters of Obi Disika, Obi Peso way, and we are spending so much. Look, let's face the facts. What we heard of recently in that luxurious, I keep forgetting the name of the airplane. There's this something.
The pictures that
yes, that
Ablaka put out on Facebook.
But I'm saying that, I mean, for me, there's no way of justifying such, and I'll put it bluntly, profligacy. I feel that for a country in the straits, economic straits in which we find ourselves, if you were Ghana, would you spend like that? Would you do some of those things? So my point simply is, let's remedy the situation so that if you have it there, it's not about which party and the wranglings. Just come and use this. This is what we have. That is what you must use.
The issue, though, is that, I mean, I think that usually is clouded with all the partisan politics. So depending on where you are at any point in time, your position will change. That's the problem. We need to be truthful.
Air Force One is Air Force One.
Truthful.
If you come, Air Force One is Air Force One. The presidential vehicle, what back then under Obama, the beast, now you go use them.
All right, so we look forward to that this week. But of course, we can't say it's a wrap without wishing one of our own. But let's do the rest of the stories on myjoyonline.com that you can check out. I'm just into what is coming, really. All right, so there's a playback of The Probe with MFR Power. If you missed it yesterday, you can catch up on myjoyonline.com. There's also this. People are using COVID-19 to engage in grand corruption, according to Kofi Bentel. And I hope that the parliamentarians will raise this issue as well so we can get a lot more clarity on exactly what contract we have signed and what we cannot do. Police petitions Forestry Commission for lightening on Achimota Gimpa Road. It has come to that now. There are plenty of other stories, including TUTAC proceeding with strike action despite NLC order. And that call is for the strike to begin today, 14th of June, in spite of what the NLC has said they should do. Come to the table and not call a strike action. What can the NLC do? I guess that will all unfold later today. But Razak Larry is one of our own. He's a camera technician, a fantastic guy, really. And when we say fantastic, I mean, it doesn't mean that it is all good. I've had my days with Razak, but he's one of the genuine, like, he would tell you to the face, that's him. And we love you, Razak. Happy birthday to you as you celebrate your birthday today. There he is. And I guess after you've worked with him a few times, you will choose him over many others. That's how big a heart he has for the work that he does. Happy birthday, Razak.
I call him Razakito. And you know why I'm always going to remember the gentleman who's actually behind the camera that's shooting me?
Yeah.
When I started my work here in this group, some of the very first stories I covered with fires, especially at Odona and the rest, guess who was with me? When the NDC was marching all the way through Adabraka and guess who was with me?
It was Razak.
He's a wonderful person. We laugh, we cry together, we work together, we shout when there are issues, but Razak, happy birthday.
He's crazy on the field. You have to tell him, Razak, it's okay, the shot is enough. Let's go. Otherwise, you spend the whole time there. Listen, happy birthday to you, Razak. Enjoy the day today. It's also your birthday, Basil Ahiable, MD Jet Petroleum. It's from all of us here at the Multimedia Group. If it's your birthday, you haven't heard your name, we love you. We wish you a happy birthday. Have a fantastic day. You're lucky. You share your birthday with our producer, Derek Sam, and also Larry Razak, a.k.a. Alaji. Stay with us. We've got sports to share with you here on the show.
Is Samuel Boadu, the Messiah of Accra House of Oak. Having taken charge of the club, he has gone 7 games without any defeat. He has won 6 out of those matches and drawn just 1. House of Oak currently sits at the Ghana Premier League table with 53 points after beating Midiama SC 2-0 yesterday. And the Euro 2020 has commenced. We start off with the game involving Italy and Turkey, where passion were at its peak. But unfortunately, the second day, the story was quite different, where life became the most important thing on earth when Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest. Doctors say he was almost gone. However, they were able to make sure that he survived. And for the first time in 10 attempts, the 3 Lions have finally found a way of winning an opening day match in the Euro competition after Raheem Sterling scored the only goal as they walked away with a 1-0 win over Croatia. These and many more within the next 10 to 15 minutes with me, Muftaw Nabila Ablai, on the AM show. Let's start with Ghana Premier League, where House of Oak extended their lead at the summit of the Ghana Premier League table to 53 points after beating Midiama SC 2-0 on May Day 29 of the Ghana Premier League. Goals from Ibrahim Salifu and Benjamin Efutu ensured that the Phobians walked away with all 3 points at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Samuel Appiah's ball goes as far as Mohamed Al Hassan, who picks out his captain Fatah Mohamed. Fatah shoots from that distance, and Obin Jr., lovely footwork. Obin Jr., Bani shot his block. Salifu Ibrahim! Salifu Ibrahim has broken the deadlock. Hatzabak 1, Madiama 0. It was always coming. Not really been at it. But there you see that the build-up, it's just some hopeful shots coming in from Fatah. Obin Jr. does well to show strength. Get the ball to his left, trying to set up Bani, whose effort is there. You're losing Afutu, probably the best header of the ball in this side. Nobody tracking him. The defending is poor. Look at the number of Hatterfolk players in the box. At the time the header comes in, look at the number of Midiama defenders around that same area. It's shocking defending here. They just couldn't deal with the header coming in from Afutu. He's left all on his own. No marking there. Poor defending. Afutu will be grateful for that. And he only plans that into the back of the net for 2-0. Hamza again with his famous dance.
There you see the space that Afutu has here. The marking all over the place is poor. Every single Hatterfolk player has been left unmarked apart from Isaac Mensah.
Good flick by Mark. Finds Amos Adai. Mark Ajekum is running into open space. Can he get to the ball? Yes, he does. Clashes with the goalkeeper. Appeals for the penalty.
The teenager getting it all wrong here. We see the pass again from Amos Adai and Ajekum. Oh, a clear incident of a penalty. Ajekum got to the ball first. And goalkeeper nowhere near that ball. And Bright Quay is his former team.
Can Bright Quay be bright? Yes, he is. He does. And the ball hits the side netting, and Bright Quay seems to be the hero of the moment. There he is once again. Chance coming the way of Ash. Goal this time is clear. It's evident that all the hard work would come to success. Seth Osei tearing the defense wide apart.
That's brilliant play. Nobody closed him here. Look at him. He had all the time to pick a place and place that ball. And he blasted home. Beautiful goal.
Siraj's delivery. Benjamin Boateng, and that's the opener. I told you about this man before the game started. Benjamin Bernard Boateng has scored a spectacular, and Sharks are up by 1 in the first minute of the game. You know, what a start. What an incredible start for sure. Again, it's brilliant. And they're moving again. They've got... So, good play from Sharks. Siraj! And this time, Abdullah Ibrahim would... It's a brilliant start. Came off the blocks. Seems to be the team that was prepared to take this game to their opponents. Here they go again. Will they get a second? Benjamin Boateng! Oh! It's 2 goals already in 3 minutes. for Benjamin Boateng, his 7th of the season. Sharks, what an amazing start to this game. It's only 5 minutes and they're up by 2 goals to 0. 2 goals from this man, the number 10 of the Elmina Sharks, Benjamin Boateng. It's unbelievable. See it. Felix Akolo racing down the left, sends a teasing crossing. Alexa Samoa has pulled one back for 11 wonders. Flag goes up, offside. And he goes straight to the assistant referee to question his decision.
Well, thanks to Muftau for sports and certainly Dr. Pambo for that education. But let's move on also to something really important, and this is a conversation that you'll love. Rarely nowadays do we get the opportunity to explore the early days of Ghana's independence through the eyes of one who saw and lived it all. But we get such an occasion as we host Emma Florence Ya Adinyira Amedahe. She's a lady in waiting to Lady Listowel, wife of the last Governor General, Fathia Nkrumah, and Felicia Ankra, General Ankra's other wife. This is a conversation with Benjamin Akapo. Do enjoy.
Well, we are today in the eastern region, and for very good reason. A beautiful story has drawn us from Accra to Akosombo, specifically the Volta Hotel, where we find ourselves currently. And it's a privilege, basically, to speak to the person with whom I'm about to discourse. She turns 90 on the 20th day of June, that is this month, and she served with the Osajefo himself, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. For 6 years, she was there by his side, by his family, for those 6 years before the coup d'etat on the 24th of February, 1966. I speak of none other than a woman whose story has not been told, but which we are telling today, Emma Florence Ya Adinyira Amedahe. She is our guest today. Mommy,
yes.
Thank you so much for joining us for the conversation. So let's start from here. Before you even encountered Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, something happened. There was a recommendation by Governor General Lord Listowel, who served between 1958 and 1960. Tell us a bit about what was your interaction like with Lord Listowel?
I saw in the daily that they want somebody to take care of Lady Listowel.
Okay.
And they said the person who is 25 years to 35.
Okay.
By that time, I was 26 years.
Okay.
And they gave a person who attended a girls' school.
Okay.
And I have attended girls' school for 4 years. So I thought that I can reply. And I reply. They gave us the date that when you reply, you bring the application yourself. So when the date come, I sent the application myself. So I reached there, I saw one watchman, garden boy. And I asked him, and he said, this is the gate to Flagstaff House. He never entered there before. So I should stand. Those who are working there will come and pass. So I was standing there, and a Northerner was about to pass. He was opening the gate, and I asked him, is he working there? He said, yes. He said, I am coming there. They said there is an interview. there. So this is my application letter. I'm coming for the interview. And he said I should follow him. So I followed him, and we enter. He gave me a seat, and I sit down. Later on, the workers come. The car come and drop the workers. And the chief steward come near me and ask me, "Madam, are you one of those who are coming for the interview?" Then I said, "Yes." I said, He brought the tray, silver tray, and I put my letter. Soon, the girls were coming one by one. By 10 o'clock, then the ADC, AD-CAMP for the governor came and took the applications in.
Were there other ladies you saw?
Yes, other ladies, about 12 ladies.
About 12 of you?
Yes, they put their letters in. And the AD-CAMP came and took them by 10 o'clock. And he welcomed us and called us in and briefed us about the interview. It wasn't a written interview. How to serve. How to serve people. They make trees down. When I saw the trees, I heard word of one boy speaking Ewe. Then I greeted him and asked him, these plenty trees, what are they going to do with them? Then he said, we are going to use them. Madam is going to invite some people and we will serve them. So I looked through the trees. Some of the things are not familiar for me. Like I saw some small sugar with colored green, blue, and white and yellow. And I asked,
some pastries.
Yes, sugar. And I asked the boy, what is this? And he said, it's sugar for coffee.
Oh, right.
I saw lime. They slide it and put in a saucer. What is this two going to do with tea? And he told me some people don't like milk. So they will have lime. But if I'm going to serve, I should ask. So when I take it to this person, I'll ask, please, what do you want? If tea with milk or plenty? Tea with milk and with 2 cubes of sugar or no sugar. Tea with lime. I do it. I go here. Or do you want coffee? I give you with that sugar. So I go through all of them like that. And I finish. When I finish, it was 12 o'clock, so we close.
How did you feel when you were done? Did you feel you had done enough to get the job?
Yes.
You felt you would get the job?
Yes. So the ADC came and called us in again and thanked us that he thanked us for coming And he asked, "Who is Emma Dingina?" And I said, "Hi, sir." And he said, "Come this way." And I went to his right. The other girls were here.
When the ADC called you like that, how did you feel? Were you afraid?
My heart, yes.
You were afraid?
Yes. I was afraid about the man already, the white man. He called me.
Do you remember his name?
Yes. Major Port Hunt.
Major Port Hunt?
Yes. Major Port Hunt. So I was a bit afraid. And I stand there. And he thanked the other girls and bid them goodbye. Tell them that next time when they call them again, they shouldn't hesitate, they should come. And they left. And I remained there. I was afraid. And he asked me, and he told me, they have taken me to work here to take care of lady and her belongings. Will I do the work? I said yes. How much did I want them to pay me? That one rather make me afraid.
It was a headache for you?
Yes, it was a headache for me. So I make like this. And he smiled. And he asked me, "Are you working?" I said, "Yes." "How much are they paying you?" I said, £7. And he said, "We will add one and pay you £8. I said, "Thank you, sir. Because we will give you a place to stay.
Okay.
A lorry too will pick you to work in and out. So we'll pay you £8. I was glad within me.
And so that was how you started working?
Yes.
The
So after the Christmas and New Year, 1st January, I came to Flagstaff House and start the work with Lady. As for Lady, he's a film star. You won't see him sleep there. Every place, any place you see, he can sleep on the veranda, the balcony, any place. When you went to the room to tidy, you won't see her. I have to be looking around before I saw her somewhere with her bedsheet there.
So pretty much of a free spirit. But what was the experience like generally? How long were you with the Lister Wells?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
What was it like working for Lord and Lady Listerwell? What was it like, briefly? What was the experience like?
There are some of the things I don't know before, but when I went there, staying there opened my eyes.
We were transitioning from the independence period until there was Osajifo, who would, take over Prime Minister and then as President of Ghana. How did you come to meet Osajifo? What was the role Governor General Listerwell played?
When it was time for him to leave Ghana, he went around to every region to bid them goodbye. So it came to Volta region. So when we went, he used to ask me all the time, "Where from you?" Asamejove. But he won't say anything. Till the last visit to bid them goodbye, the governor called me and tell me that I should get ready. He want to take me to the Prime Minister. We were staying at State House, but Prime Minister is staying at Castle.
Right.
So I got ready and we went. When we went, he called me and introduced me to them that this girl, Emma, he is going. He wanted to go take me along, but my grandfather did not like that idea, so he brought me back. He don't want to leave me as an orphan, so he brought me to them to take me as their own daughter and take care of me. Told them, I'm a good girl, I'm a humble girl, I'm a smart girl. Osajifo was nodding his head like this.
Was that the first time you were seeing Osajifo?
Yes, that's the first time I saw him. So they said, he asked me, have I agreed to stay with them? I said, yes. Have I taken my annual leave? I said, no. Okay. When governor left, I should take my annual leave. After that, I should come to them. They will not be here again if governor left. They will go to Flagstaff House.
Right.
So I should report at the Flagstaff House.
Okay.
So I took my annual leave for 1 month. After that, I report there. And when I went, Madam took me to the children's room. And that was the first time. He didn't assign me with anything yet, but he let me stay with the children. There was a nurse there. I was helping the nurse, playing with the children. I bought storybooks and reading for them. So they were so happy. When they are eating, I'm reading.
How many were they then?
The children.
The children, Gabal?
Two, Gamel and Samia.
And Samia.
Samia was small, but I was playing with them. Then, if the nurse is sick or asks permission for to go for some place, I will stay with the children. So they were friendly with me. I was there for 1 month. And Madam started to call me to her room.
Okay.
Tidy her room and so on and so forth.
Was Fathia any different?
Fathia, yes.
Was she different from Lady Listerwell?
Yes.
You mentioned how Lady Listerwell would, scatter things around a bit. Was Fathia different?
No, Fathia didn't scatter things on the ground.
Right.
She would put them on either a stool or go and take it. So she started drawing me near herself. When her hairdresser came, she would call me to come and help. He's a man, Joseph, called Joseph. I'll be giving him pins to do the hair. One day, Joseph dressed the hair, finished. Madam says she don't like the hair. She make her hands in and scatter it. And she told me to come and do it and let's see. When I did it, she appreciated it. Then another day, she let me to do it again. Joseph was there. I did it. She liked it. The third day, I did it. She liked it. Then she told Joseph that he shouldn't come again.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I will do it. So I started. But she sent me to Joseph's workshop to go and polish. So every morning, 10 o'clock, when I finish with her, then I go to Joseph's workshop. I was there learning anyway for 3 months.
Okay.
Making her hair here too. So she saw that I am okay to do her hair for me. So she stopped Joseph and asked me to not to go to the workshop again. I should come. What I have learned is okay. So I stopped and I took over to make her hair.
What was your relationship like with her? Obviously, she liked how you worked, but
yes, she liked.
What was your relationship like with Fathia through the time you stayed with her? What was the relationship like?
We were friendly. She was like my sister, and I too was like her sister.
Was she older than you were?
I was older than her 1 year.
By a year. So you had things you shared in common.
Yes.
Did you ever talk about life, about the things in your life, in her life?
Yes.
Where she had come?
Yes. We used to talk. Even how the husband was treating her, she used to tell me. We used to converse.
What are some of the things she told you?
Her sisters and mother, we went there.
To Egypt?
Yes, we went there. So I know a lot of them. She and her siblings, yes.
But you were making a point about how she used to share real life stories with you. What are some of the things she shared with you about Osajifo?
She said Osajifo didn't like her. He's a womanizer. So the day Papa left we used to call him Papa, left to Hanoi, Madame Tupac, that she's leaving to her hometown and she won't come back again. So in fact, I packed all her things. We, those who are going to follow her, the controller came and take our passports to renew them for us. We brought our luggage.
Going to follow her
to Egypt again, yes. Our luggages, we brought them. We prepare, get ready to go. I washed her hair on the 23rd that morning, put on the rollers, and thinking that 24th I will come and dress her hair for her. In the evening, then we fly to Egypt. But before daybreak,
we heard of the coup.
Then we heard of the coup. And I didn't see her again.
So that was the last time you saw her?
That was the last time.
And the children?
Yes, and the children. I made efforts that day, coup day, to go to Flagstaff House. The car which used to pick me didn't come. And I walk to the street. You won't see any car, you won't see anybody. You will only see army cars going up and down. But I walk from State House. They give me a place at State House. I walk from there to Flagstaff House.
With all these military patrols, you were still, you didn't bother. You walked.
I like my work. I know that there I am getting my bread from. I didn't mind at all. I walked to Sankara Circle.
But just to interject, had you heard that there had been a coup?
Yes.
You knew?
Yes, I knew. And when I was going, I reached Sankara Junction Circle. At the right side, I saw the soldiers. They are ambushed in the gutter there. I was walking then. Hey, woman, where are you going from? I was afraid, and I ran to the other side. I walked till I reached nearly reached the Flagstaff house. Then I turned to the right, where the helicopter used to park before we board and go to where we were going. I stand at that park. That place, the soldiers too used to change guard. I went and stand there and looking through Flagstaff house, how they shoot, and the gate was broken. I stand there and look I stand there for about 1 hour because my luggages too were there. So I was thinking that maybe I'll get chance
to enter.
To enter.
Were you able to enter?
Well, I didn't see any soldier around that time. So I made up my mind that I will enter, thinking that I will see Madame and to make her hair for her. But I didn't see anybody in there. When I stepped like here to here, I heard a loud voice, "Go back!" The voice were like a thunder, not knowing two soldiers were standing on the tower at the gate there. So they all shout at once. I fell down. In fact, when I was lucky that no car was coming, otherwise it would smash me. When I got up from there, I ran again to where I was standing, and quickly I passed Switchback Road. I don't know if you go there. Yes. I ran past there. Going, I was mad. I don't know where I was going. I passed through the bungalows, running, going, and then later on, I came to a forest, like a reserve forest. I saw soldiers, which they were shoot. Some were groaning. Before I reached there were 2 ambulances at the roadside.
So these were those who had been shot?
Yes.
Who had been in some battle?
Groaning. Some who were dead. The stretcher was picking them to the ambulance. So I just don't know, running through them until I made up my mind that I was going to Cantonment Police Station. My sister's husband was a police. I was running to him.
Were you able to make it there?
Yes, I made it. I made it.
And what happened when you got there?
When I reached his place, he was at Afforestation. I can't rap, I can't climb. I threw myself on the floor ground. He was in the room. Then he heard something and come down, come up. What do you want here? Where did you pass? I couldn't talk. I was so tired. He gave me water and drink and sit down for some time before I could talk to him. That I know that Madame is there and I'm going to make her hair for her. Say, oh, Madame has gone. I said, gone to where? He said, oh, to her country. Madame is no more here.
How did you receive that? Was it shocking news?
Yes. Shocking. I was that shaking my head.
Because you really wanted to go with her?
Yes. I said, just like that? Say, yes. The Egyptian ambassador, come and take him. They have all gone with the children. Then he dressed in his police uniform and took a car and take me back to my house. His brother too was a security man, so he gave me his car key. His car was in the Flagstaff house, so he know that anytime they come back, whether night or day, he will get me at work and get his key. So I hold the key and give it to the man, and he took me to his to my house. Tell me not to come out again. It is school.
And on that note of a coup, what was the mood like in the country? You had had your first taste, I'm sure, of a coup d'etat. What was the mood like in the country? How did people react to the coup?
Some were happy, but some were sad. I didn't go to the town, but I was hearing the noise. Those, you see, the State House, our place is near Osu. All the Osu people at our side there came and hooting to us.
They were hooting at you?
Yes.
Why?
They don't want Nkrumah, and now Nkrumah has gone. His workers, they are hooting.
They were hooting at you, the
yes. So we don't go out. But me, another security man who is also staying at where I'm staying, left his children, 2 children with me. His brother too is a policeman. So I let this Alex took me to the man, and I told him that his brother left his children to me and his car, so what shall I do? He said I should take the children to their mother. I tell him my brother is a driver, he's with me. He said, okay, we should take the children to their mother. And after that, I should bring his belongings, the one I can take, put it in the car and bring to him at police cantonment. So I did that. I sent the children. When I went, their mother is staying at Kokomlimni. The people surrounded her and they were weeping, throwing themselves on the floor, knowing that the 2 children are killed. But alas,
that's what they were thinking.
They were thinking, alas, here we are. Somebody saw them carrying their things. I was following them. Ran and tell the mother that he saw some people coming like Kweku and Aku. And she ran out to see, and it's them, her children. Come and see how she embraced all of us.
So it was a general state of fear for some people.
Yes.
And then happiness for others who,
yes.
who did not want Nkrumah.
Yes.
But tell me, there had been many things that supposedly had led to the coup. Dissatisfaction in the armed forces, the military, some police people, some had spoken about corruption, some had said so many things about the Nkrumah administration, you know, the Preventive Detention Act and all of that. And some had said that Nkrumah had become a dictator. You lived with the man. What was he like? From the standpoint of someone who was there, you saw him. What was Nkrumah like?
As for me, I don't see him as a dictator. Well, outside maybe his outside character, but the character inside, we those who are working with him, he loved us. He never speak English to us. He speak Twi, Akam.
He was always speaking
Fanti. He always speak Fanti to us, and he like laughing, playing. So me, I know him that he used to play. He's not a dictator as people see him. Yes.
Do you feel the coup took away from Ghana? It set us back in any way? Do you feel, looking at the things Nkrumah was doing, the factories and everything, the Black Star Line and all of that, do you feel the coup cut short that and maybe prevented Ghana from becoming what it could have become?
Yes, I feel.
Why do you think that?
This coup, it cut short so many things. So the one who made the coup, General Kotoka, I don't like to hear his name at all.
You don't like to hear Kotoka's name?
No, some of us, we suffered in that coup. For instance, me, I was the only woman who stayed with the men, went among the men. And when they saw me, I was slim, not how I am today. Small, you see me as a small girl. So when the soldiers drove to the State House and saw me, you see, they went to every room and bring the workers out. They left their wives. I was the only woman worker. They beat me mercilessly.
The soldiers beat you?
They beat all of us. Men, they beat them. They beat me too. Beat me. Kick me.
They kicked you?
If they slap me and I fall down, they will kick the boot to the other man. He too will kick me. They made me as a football. Stamp me. My back, my waist, my lower abdomen. I suffer. One of them lights his lighter and smoke and burn me here.
Is that the mark?
Yes, this is the mark.
You mean one of the soldiers lit a cigarette with his lighter and then used the burning end
to burn me.
Wow.
With the lighter, burn me. I was shouting. He slapped me again. I shouldn't shout. I suffer.
Did you get to see the soldiers' name? You know, they
I don't know them. Now, before us, some were beating us here, some were in our rooms, packing our things. They loot us. They took our everything.
So your everything you had was taken by the soldiers?
Everything. When they match you in your room. They will call the room's name. I was C16. They say, where you come? You say yes, so then you get up. A soldier follow you with a gun. Then you are in the middle. Then a soldier at your back with the gun. Double up, double up, double up, till you reach your room. Everything they see, cloth, bedsheet, blanket, they turn all your things from your box, tight it, put down. Then they will put it on your own head, and you put it in the Land Rover for them. Everything, everything, everything.
So you lost everything.
Everything, everything, everything.
How did you get your life back after that experience? What was it like?
It was terrible.
In terms of work, did you get any work to do? How did you find your feet again? Economically, you had lost your job and all that. How did you manage?
After that, I never see a coup before. I heard Congo coup, and when we went to Egypt, we saw Patrice Lumumba's wife and children. That is all I know. But when I saw this one, it was terrible. I was running, my stomach. If even I took water, everything, because of how I was afraid. And as I see that I lose everything, the clothes that I put on before, they were throwing me as a football, tear here. Then they will make a fun of you. They put the bayonet there, and then they will be laughing. When I took the cloth, the one I tied the head, I changed it to this thing. And that one, later on, I take it to an adie and he tear it, sew it together like this, cut that one, and then make it a cloth for me. So things were hard for me. I have bruises all over my body.
Did you have to go to hospital?
Yes, I went to Rich Hospital. They put me on injection, 7 injections. And I was having the injection before one day. I have 3. Then my son, he was with the father here, came that the father said they have killed all of us, but he and the driver should come and see if I am alive. They should bring me. He come. All my body was this thing, and they put injection on my body. So he told me, I said, look at me. I can't follow you. I am even running. I don't have a cloth to come there. So, and I'm having injection too. So go and tell your father, if I'm better, I'll come. And they left. The 3rd day they come again, that the father said, I should take the injection from the Rich, bring it to here, and they will give it to me at the hospital here. But it wasn't easy like that. Said they should go. So as they've treated me there halfway, I have a cousin at Kokomlimli. I went and asked her to give me a cloth. She gave me and put on, and then I come here. When I come the 3rd day, he sent me to the hospital. They admitted me. So I stayed in the hospital for 3 weeks before I was discharged. When I was discharged, the third day, a police wireless message came from Castle that they want me. I say, hey, now they are going to kill me. They didn't kill me before, now they will kill me. I won't go. He said, if I don't go, they will arrest him. I should go, they won't kill me. I was weeping and go. I go. When I reach, I didn't go to my house. I go to my former house where Listowell gave me. I went there because there's a telephone there. With the intention that I should ring one of my colleagues, but I couldn't even get anybody. From there going to my house, then I saw the chief steward. He said, Emma, you come? I say, yes, sir. They want you at Castle. I say, hey, don't say Castle matter to me. I said, oh, there's nothing there. Now they say you should come and continue your work. Continue my work? I say, yes. Now they have new head of state, General Ankara. So I used to take care of first ladies. So they want me to come and take care of Ankara's wife.
Was that a relief for you, at least for the moment?
Yes, it was a relief. Then I told him that I hear, but there's no dress for me to take to work. So I'll go to my seamstress. I gave her 2 materials. If he saw them, then tomorrow I'll start work. But if she didn't show them, then I'll stay for a while. So, okay, I should go. When I go, truly, she saw one, and I take it and come home. Find something to eat and sleep. The next day I prepare and go to work at the castle. When I walk, because they don't know that I come before, they will give me a car. I walk and go. When I go, I asked for the lady. They took me to her. Myself and the controller. We went to her and the controller introduced me to the lady.
Do you remember her name?
Mildred Ankara.
Mildred Ankara.
Yes. So the controller tell her I used to take care of first ladies. So here I am. I'm going to work with her. She asked me, what work do you do for Madame Fataya? To her. And my pay to her. She said, she too have a sister who can do that work. So she don't need me. I was disappointed. I left with the controller. Then controller tell me that General Ankara have 2 wives. And she sent me to the other one. How do they call her? Felicia Ankara. So I went to her place at the annex castle. She said, oh, for me, it's weak that I wear.
She was wearing a wig.
And then it's the wig you are going to make for me or what? She's half educated, so she can't speak English well. And as for her, she's frying Beaufort to, am I going to fry Beaufort for her or what? As they said, I should come and help her. Then the controller said, tell her that even you as the head of state's wife, You are not going to do this work again. Find somebody to do it for you. Emma is not coming to do this. Find somebody. She said, so what is he going to do? He said, I should stay here. If any visitor come, I will help her. So I was there. And they asked me to go to her room and see what she don't have. I called her and asked, these bed sheets and so on, are they for you or for the government? It says for her. Say, government is bringing you their own, so take this. And I tell the controllers, so they brought bed sheets, fridge, deep freezer and fridge, cooker to her. She said, hey, Emma, you try, oh. And they brought me all this. They come and fill the fridge with drinks, the deep freezer with fish and meat. But they told her that it's a guest house. Any guest can come.
And you would be in charge.
Yes.
Of that. So how long did you never work with Mildred after she said she had a sister who would come and assist? Was it just Felicia?
At the castle, I left and I came to the nest.
Okay, so it was Felicia you were with?
Yes.
How long did you work with Felicia for?
1 year, because when I was there, another cook came.
Yes.
And the second one too came. How could I be with cooks? So I worked 1 year with her and I resigned.
Right. You resigned?
Yes, I resigned. Because I was so much afraid.
So that was, I mean, from Lord Listowel to Nkrumah to Ankara.
Yes.
Ankara.
Yes.
Did you ever hear from Nkrumah again? Did you, after the 24th February 1966 coup, did you ever hear from Nkrumah again?
I never hear of him till I heard of his death. Yes, till I heard of his death. And the time they brought the body, I went and saw Madame. She saw me. The controller tell her, I used to take care of first ladies. So here I am. I'm going to work with her. She asked me, what work do you do for Madame Fataya? To her. And my pay to her. She said, she too have a sister who can do that work. So she don't need me. I was disappointed. I left with the controller. Then controller tell me that Gina Ankara have 2 wives. And she sent me to the other one. How do they call her? Felicia Ankara. So I went to her place at the annexed castle. She said, for me, it's weak that I wear.
She was wearing a wig.
And then is the wig you are going to make for me or what? She's half educated, so she can speak English well. And as for her, she's frying Beaufort too. Am I going to fry Beaufort for her or what? As they said,
Very insightful conversation indeed. Now, let's talk about a subject that has been on our hearts for days now, ever since my colleague Kojiang Singh told the story. It's a story of 2 babies born physically connected to each other. What is particularly unique is that they join at the head. which is a rare situation. I want us to go back, just refresh our minds again, as Kojang Singh first told the story.
They need to live as independent kids. There's that need for them to grow up as independent kids, and that actually warrants the need for separation so that they can have a regular kid's life.
Meet Dr. Kaba. He is a neurosurgeon and head of the multidisciplinary team that is gearing up to separate the Bansa Siamese twins. This will be the first time ever that such a complicated procedure has been carried out in Ghana.
This entails different stages, minimum 4 to 5 stages of surgery. Because when you imagine, the first thing is that their heads are joined, which means there is the need to grow hair. And skin and scalp, right? There's the need to grow the skin, so that even if you are able to separate them successfully, which we hope to, then you should have enough skin to cover up. The next thing is that there's a bone defect because the brains are attached. That means there is a bone defect, and you got to work on that bone defect. Again, they have a lot of vessels, blood vessels, that are now coming up. And the more you wait, the more they get intertwined, and it becomes more difficult.
The team is a multidisciplinary one, coming from all sectors of the different hospitals we have in the nation. And it is comprised of neurosurgeons, neurologists, anesthetists, pediatricians, intensive care specialists, rehabilitation specialists or physiotherapists, speech therapists, and plastic surgeons, as well as maxillofacial surgeons. And it is very important to point out that without each component of this multidisciplinary team, success will not be attained.
All right, so that's the story so far. The doctor that you just listened to is actually in the studio. Dr. Emmanuel Wado is a consultant neurosurgeon with the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. I also have father of the babies, Mr. Samuel Ado. He's also in the studio. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Madam. Yeah. Ms. Ado, how are you?
Fine, madam.
So this is not your first?
No, madam.
This is baby's number one?
Yeah, I have 3 already.
Okay. So this was supposed to be the 4th?
Yes.
Did you know they were twins, though?
I don't know that they were twins. Before we know, that time they went to surgery. If I know that they were twins.
Okay. So where was the...
finished the operation for them.
Okay. But did you know that your wife was going to go through an operation?
No, I didn't know.
So this was supposed to be normal delivery?
Yeah.
And then they realized?
It was twins, and they joined together.
So they transferred you to Ridge?
Yes, please.
Okay. And that's where your wife gave birth?
Yeah. No, he gave birth at Sawam Hospital.
Okay.
And within 1 week time before they transferred us to Ridge.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me talk to you, Doc. So you first saw the babies when they were a week old?
Yes.
Okay. What is unique about this situation? Because we've separated conjoined twins in the past.
What is unique about this situation is that this is the first time in the history of Ghana where we have seen twins join at the head. On the other occasions, they were joined at the trunk and they were separated. But this is the first time in the history of Ghana that they are joined at the head.
Okay. And this surgery can be done in Ghana. I saw you mention your crack team of men and women that you would be putting up for this operation. But you haven't done anything like this before.
Yeah. The fact is that this condition is so rare. It happens in every 2.5 million births. in the entire world. So, out of the conjoined twins, 60% die in the womb, and 35% die in the first 24 hours after birth. So only 2% live to have surgery where they are separated. So because this condition is not very frequent in all over the world, no scientist in any other part of the world can beat his chest and say that I've done many of these surgeries before. Okay, when it happens, it is a rarity in that country, and there is no experience accumulated by one single surgeon. Okay, so if the other countries could do it, we can also do it.
Great. So let me ask Mr. Ado, so these are your babies, and I understand you've named them Justin 1 and 2. That's your wife's name?
Yes.
Okay, because you haven't formally named them yet. When you saw your babies joined together, what was your reaction?
It's not easy. It's very, very difficult, but I control myself because I know that by the grace of God, everything will be okay.
Were you thinking that maybe you did something wrong? You know, what was the reaction of family and friends, those in the neighborhood?
Yeah, first I think that did I do anything wrong to anyone, or did I commit any crime, or did I done anything from some place where people are doing this thing to me? But I realized that it's not like that. It's from God. Yeah.
Yes, Doc.
The first day we saw them, we had to explain to them that it is not of their own doing that this has happened, that it is just a scientific rare occurrence. Because even scientists are not able to say what is the real cause of this problem. Okay, some say that it is because the twins come from one egg, and that the egg has to separate into two twins, and that along the process of separation, the separation was not complete. It got arrested at a point. That is why we have this conjoined twins phenomena. But no scientist can explain it to its totality. But it is a scientific occurrence, and we told them from the very beginning that it is not anything spiritual they have done or any spiritual lash upon them by any force because maybe they committed some sin against somebody.
Okay.
So it is very important.
Could this have been detected, though?
This could have been detected in the different ultrasounds that are done at different points of the pregnancy. It could have been detected, but it was not detected because the first two scans they did for the mother did not catch this phenomenon.
Okay.
It was the final hour when the mother went to the obstetrician for the delivery, that the obstetrician said, no, your womb is too big to have one child. So I want you to go and take a scan again, because this size of womb cannot warrant a normal delivery. We have to operate on you. But she didn't want the operation. So she preferred to go and take the scan and see. And it was there that it was detected that they were twins. But yet, they didn't detect that they were conjoined in the head until the final surgery.
Okay. Do we have to do this surgery within a certain time frame?
Yeah. Those who did this type of surgery in the world, we have been in contact with them. Some did it after 1 year.
Okay.
Some did it at 8 months. But they said if they would have done it again, they would have done it at 6 months.
Okay.
So we are running against that time, so that at least we'll have the first procedure done at 4 months of age.
Okay.
So that by staging it, by 6 months, we would have separated them.
Okay, so that will be in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Now, I understand the cost is 3 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Andrew, when you heard this figure, what was your thoughts?
I never even heard of this money before. So it makes me, I don't know how to say, but I know that by Ghanaians or everybody will help me to donate that money. That's why I'm begging everyone or each one to help me in that cause.
Yeah, Doc, 3 million, and it's even going to cost a lot more because surgeries, we say aftercare is even more important. 3 million Ghana cedis. If we all don't contribute, the surgery can't happen.
Yeah, if we all do not contribute, this surgery can't happen. But I know the people of Ghana and those who are not even Ghanaians who live in Ghana. I know we all have a big heart, and that we'll make sure this happens in Ghana with the support of everybody. So I am very positive that Ghanaians will come out to donate, and we'll have this done for the glory of God.
How many of the surgeries will be done? I mean, how many stages?
We are looking at 4 or 5 stages.
Okay.
The first stage will involve putting expanders under the scalp of these children so that more scalp will grow to use to cover the defect. Because if 2 hairs are joined together, that means if you separate them, you will not have sufficient scalp to close the entire head of each baby. So we are going to grow scalp by putting like a ball under the scalp of these children so that the scalp will grow and grow and grow so that by the time we separate them, we can have sufficient scalp.
Okay, but the brain is separated, right? Brain is not joined?
The brain so far, according to all the studies we have done, the brains are independent. They are not fused with one another. And we have done even electroencephalogram to see the activity, the function of the brain of each child, and they are independent.
Okay.
And there is no damage to other organs in the body. So we are very positive about the fact that the babies are healthy and that we have a good chance of successful separation.
We thank God for that. Okay, so how do we begin to contribute? So we're sharing the story really so that you can appreciate what this whole issue is about, and then you can contribute. It really doesn't matter if you think what you have is small. Put in whatever it is that you have, and you can put in daily, you can put in weekly, you can put in monthly.
Yes.
Okay, so please, let's go.
Yeah. We have MTN Momo, which is popular to most Ghanaians.
Okay, we put it on the screen actually. So that the 2 numbers you see on the screen, just for purposes of those who want to hear the numbers out, there are 2. One is 027 000 7786. And you'd find the Rich Hospital. This is to the Rich Hospital. And what's the reference name that you have to use, sir? If you're referencing.
Maybe I think they could use their own names so that we can know who donated.
Okay. All right. So alternatively, you can also send it to 055 261 35 53. That number. So one of these numbers is yours, Mr. Ado. Which one is yours?
The MTN.
The MTN is yours,
Yeah.
and then the Airtel Tigo is the Rich Hospital. So you'd find his name, Samuel Ado. The reference you are asking them to use is Dr. Fee, so that you know they're contributing towards your children's surgery. So kindly take the numbers, take a screenshot, dial the numbers and save them and contribute. The other number that we also put at the Airtel Tigo is the Rich Hospital. So you'd find once you punch in and you see Rich Hospital, then you know you have the correct number.
Yeah.
And doctor is saying just add your name so they know who has contributed towards this cause. How much do we need to do the first one in 2 months?
We need at least 20,000 US.
Okay.
Yeah, because the expanders we are talking about are not made in Ghana. They are imported and they cost a lot of money.
Okay.
So,
which is like 12,000 Ghana cedis? Did I do the calculation right? No, maybe not.
You didn't.
No, maybe not.
Yeah.
I think I used 2,000. You said 20,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to begin to contribute.
Yeah, we have to begin to contribute very quickly because time is against us.
Okay. Ms. Ado, what would be your appeal to anybody that's watching you for the very first time hearing the story of your children, Justin 1 and Justin 2?
Oh, I know my friends, my brothers, they are around. They are watching me. I know they will donate. They will donate for me. I know.
What other language do you speak so we can make the appeal in another language? Ewe. Okay, go ahead. Speak to people who are watching us who speak your language.
Novinho, ile kwa mile se hu, nusi ya wele jojo wenye ya. Mele kukude mnemi, amesia mene wa peperon, onlo nyobete, soli nyemeto, midye, wapu, uresi ademe, tonu peronye, nimemi ya wanusi ya wanyu, akbenemi.
Okay, so I understand $20,000 is 116 Ghana cedis. That's 116,000 Ghana cedis. That's how much we need to get the first one going. But we need all so that right after the first one, we get on to doing the second one.
And I want to talk to those who are expecting to have babies but they cannot. I am sensing in the realm of the spirit that if they donate to this cause, God will allow them to have their babies. Also, those who are twins or have twins understand this situation very well. So I'm calling upon them also to donate. And all well wishers, we are not only calling you to come and donate, we are calling for your prayers as well. Because we can't do this without the help of God, and we, the human beings, are incapable of doing anything without the grace of God. So also pray for us and donate.
Well, we thank you, Doc. I like the, when I see you and I hear you talk, I am very confident in this procedure. All we need is to get the money together so that you can go ahead and do this job, this historic one for us as a country. I pray really that we all can contribute. I'm going to do my bit and contribute. And whenever I have anything small that I can contribute to, we are not saying deliberately contribute small. We're saying that no matter what you have, you can put into this account. You never know, this will go a long way and you would get your blessings back out of this. So, Doc, thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Mr. Ado. I know that this is not easy, not for you and your wife. This is not something that we experience every day. So, thank you for coming out. May God bless you in many ways, even as your children have come out this way. May they be a blessing unto all of us, really. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Stay with us. Many things happened over the weekend by way of show business. Ibrahim Ben Bako is with us with show business. That's right after this.